What's up guys, Chris here. Today's plan is simple. Survive the first lap, keep it clean, and see if a rookie can survive the experienced servers of the LFM League. It turned out to be one hell of a race, so without further ado, let's get right into it. Alright, so this right here is going to be my third ever league race. It's 15 minutes around Bathurst. Hope I do well. I'm not feeling too well about this. I'm quite scared of the competition. So now we've got some qualifying to do. We have 7 minutes to do that. Let's see where I place. And so my first lap around Bathurst started. However, it did not last long at all as I drove off the track. That's not an optimal line, I'm afraid. Going off track, not optimal. And the second lap didn't do much help either because I happened to just slightly touch the barrier wall and that immediately disqualified my lap. Oh my god. Really sucks, doesn't it? And to make things worse, I get front damage as well. As for my last lap of qualifying, I managed to do it 2 minutes and 2 seconds, putting me 5th on the grid. Okay, that's good enough for 5th position. Not sure how I feel about that, but whatever, we'll see. And after setting the car up for the race, I was good to go. Going into the first corner of the race, I did believe there would be some sort of carnage, but somehow we managed to get through it without any issues. So to try and avoid all the carnage that did not happen, I took up the inside and lost the position to the orange BMW right next to me, which is quite unfortunate, but that's how it is when you take the inside line. You're not going to have the better exit. Now going into the second corner of Bathurst, we managed to keep it tight and clean. This BMW over here going just a little bit wide, but otherwise it was a nice turn. I did lift and back up a little bit from the BMW, as because of that slip he had, I did not feel safe being right behind him, so I kept my distance. Other than that, so far the first lap of the race was going pretty well. After the long straight, I managed to catch up to this BMW here because my top speed was better than his, and I tried to make a move here, but it just did not work, so I backed off and tried the move again, and it just did not stick. It was a little awkward, so I backed off again. So instead, I decided to stick right next to him, and funny enough, we both have a little moment here, us both losing rear end grip. And I nearly make the same mistake I did in qualifying, going off track. We're really close. I definitely did touch the grass, but luckily I managed to get through it, keeping it nice and clean here. And so continuing our little race here, I do have a little moment right here in this corner under braking. I block up the tires and lose slightly some grip. However, that somehow helped me get a better exit and I was able to overtake the orange BMW. And despite trying to secure his position of 4th by going on the inside, I do manage to stick it on the outside and get the move done. And because of the time he had just lost, he had now the Lambo on him. Alright, so that's the first overtake of the race done. Not too shabby indeed. Lap after, he did try to overtake me on the same corner he was previously defending on, but he just couldn't do it, and so he backed off and lost quite a lot of ground on me. Continuing our race here, our friend here does have a small moment here where he hits the wall twice, and here's a replay of it, and after this, it was pretty clear that he was not catching up anymore. However, just like him, I did decide that I wanted to have some trouble myself, so here I nearly lost the car. However, I was able to save it and continue. So our BMW friend here is now 2.5 seconds behind, whilst I'm nearly 11 seconds behind 3rd place. So I have a feeling that I'm going to stay here for the rest of the race. And that's indeed how the race went. So to cope with that, I decided that I'm going to start chasing new personal best times. I'm starting to notice a little bit of the rear tire is starting to lose a little bit of grip, and I just keep sliding out of exits. And despite having some issues with the tires, I managed to get a new personal best of 1.6 seconds. And for a rookie like me, I want to believe that I was progressing quite quickly. And as you can see here, I was getting quite confident with the track pushing the car to its limits pretty much, and it taking it like it didn't have any issues with it. The M4 was taking it all like a champ. And I gotta say, despite this track, especially this section, being so difficult to get right, it is so satisfying to fly through it. It flows so well. And with that, after 20 minutes of racing, I finished the race P4.
Alright, checkered flag, good job, you did the best you could. Now bring the car back.
What a race. That was good. That went really well. I'm quite happy how that turned out, actually. That went a lot better than I thought. Because beforehand, I barely did any practice. I was basically going into this race blind. So, I'm pretty happy with my result. Alright, well, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next time. See ya.